We tend to learn at an early age that it's fun to sit and watch the world go by, but it's a lot more fun to move along with it. It's all about movement. Pedro has certainly learned that lesson the hard way after breaking his leg playing soccer.
And he couldn't walk, and he had been at home I don't know for how long, and so they brought him in an ambulance.
Here to the Excelsis Father's Heart Clinic, here to the home turf of TCI, Therapy Clinics International.
And eventually he got up and walked with a walker. And then we were able to move him some crutches, and then he kind of started gaining more confidence in what we were doing.
Confidence that comes from getting off his back to earning a living, back to taking care of his family. It's all about movement. Same goes for Tomasa, a wife and mother of 4. After having surgery to remove a brain tumor, she spent countless hours lying in bed, unable to move. One day, her husband picked her up, carried her to a pickup truck, and brought her to TCI. Her progress has been slow, but it's been steady.
A couple of weeks ago, she started doing house chores, dishes. Now she's making tortillas. She can help take care of her children. So for her, coming has been a big difference.
Coming here certainly has made a big difference for Tomasa, and for that matter, Pedro. She in a pickup, he in an ambulance. But what about those who can't make the trip to TCI? Well, the answer is simple. TCI and its therapists go to them.
Don't go running for an hour after you.
I know.
It's all about movement, moving towards people like Tomas Fernando. A few months ago, he was lifting a box and he heard a pop. He'd fractured his spinal cord. That pop cost him his mobility, not to mention his job, and made an already difficult life even worse.
He could barely move. He couldn't even move in bed. He couldn't roll, and he was just laying there.
His son Henry has cerebral palsy and has been receiving therapy from TCI for quite some time. It may not look like it, but Tomas, Fernando, and Henry are some of the fortunate ones. They live close enough to Excelsis that Jennifer and Chez can add their personal touch to their therapy. But what about those in need living in little villages all over the mountains of Guatemala? Jen and Chez can't be everywhere. That's where people like Gaspar come in.
We realized that if we were going to really help the people that couldn't keep coming, whether it was just because it was too hard to get here or the children were getting larger and it was too hard for the moms to carry them in, we need to train more workers that were closer to the communities in which they lived.
Gaspar lives in a community 10 hours from here over some extremely treacherous roads. The plan is to train him so he can train others so they can help the people of San Antonio La Esperanza. Already 25 children living in this community. Many of them, like Henry, have been identified as needing physical therapy. So, of course, their needs become TCI's needs.
Is the biggest challenge time? Is it money? Or is it both?
It's actually both.
The time away from home to travel to those communities. The money to buy the gas to get there. The time to train workers like Gaspar to help in their hometowns. The money to supply him with the materials and equipment he needs to help his people. The needs are there, but so is TCI's willingness to help those who are suffering. They are moving towards that goal. Then again, that's what physical therapy and TCI are all about. Movement. Sometimes it's a hand, a foot, a toe, a leg, a mind. And certainly moving the hearts of those of us who have the resources to help. It's all about movement.